main difference between the rich and the poor is what we're teaching our children. What's going on, guys? Brian, your Revenue Pro Tips. Welcome back to the channel where every single week we're bringing you tips, information, and even online-based businesses to help you get your money right, whether that be your personal finances or for you entrepreneurs out there, get your business propelled, moving forward, and elevating to new levels. So if you are interested in making some money or a lot of money, then you're going to want to stick around. So make sure you subscribe to the channel by hitting the little red subscribe button below and the bell notification right next to it so you don't miss when we upload new content. And also, if you get value from the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button as well. All right, let us know you like it. All right, so today we're talking about 10 different things that the rich, the wealthy are sharing with their children, right? You know, in the words of the entrepreneur, investor, author Robert Kiyosaki, he said the main difference between the rich and the poor is what we're teaching our children. Okay, so you know, if you are not someone who is not satisfied with where you are financially, you can take these and apply them to yourself. But we also want to make sure that to achieve our dreams and our goals, money is a big part of that, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let nobody downplay it. And so we want to make sure that we start teaching the next generation right away the things they're going to need to be financially successful and just free, right, to live their dreams and whatever goals that your children have for themselves, right? I'm sure you want to help them do that. So we're going to be giving you 10 things that you can start teaching your children today if you are not already doing this. All right, now, you know, see, the thing with money is that it is not taught in school. All right, so you know what we tend to do is we tend to learn from the examples we see within our home and basically our atmosphere, of which we spend most of our time, right? Our environment. Okay, and you know, so if you are not, you know, if you are not raised in an upbringing where money is of great importance, or if you come from a background of poverty or even middle class where money is always a concern, but not in the most positive way, more so a negative thing where there's a lack of, right, then you're going to adopt that mindset and ultimately adopt the same results when it comes to your finances, your money. Okay, so we want to start, you know, shifting our belief system, our the way we think about money and accumulating wealth, basically. All right, so we're going to get started with number one, guys, and number one is the importance of money. Okay, look, here's the thing. The rich, the wealthy, they don't play around. They're making sure that their children understand money is a necessity. Okay, it is absolutely needed. You know, it coming from a background in which I come from, where they were seen to be a little more lack when I was growing up than having money, right? What I seen in my environment was that people they tend to try to avoid conversations around money because there's there's not much of it, right? So it's kind of a pain point. So what you want to make sure is that, you know, you teach your children money is absolutely a necessity and they need to pay attention to it. Why? Because money provides you options. Okay, you don't want money for the sake of having money. What, you know, today's day and age, if you just hold on to money or put it in a bank account, it's losing value as opposed to gaining value because of inflation and all these other factors. Okay, so the bottom line is money is very important. Number two, guys, is going to be the difference between assets and liabilities. Okay, plain and simple, right? Asset or liabilities take money out of your pocket, take money out of your bank account. It takes money away. Bottom line. Okay, you know, for example, here you see that, you know, if you're somebody who wants to live the American dream, buy a house. That's great. That's awesome, guys. But understand, if this is your mortgage and whatever your mortgage payment is, then you're giving that straight to the bank. You have your house, but you're giving that money is coming out of your pocket. It is not appreciated. You know, a lot of people say it's your biggest investment. An investment is something that pays you, okay? And it's not always guaranteed that your house is going to appreciate, or, you know, it might, but it could take, you know, it depends on when you buy it, price you buy, all these different factors. But the point is, until it has put money in your pocket, it is not an asset, it is a liability. Now, on the other hand, here you can see, if you were to just take a different route, okay, instead of buying a personal, you know, single family home, right? For instance, FHA loans, right? First time home buyer programs out there to help people get homes, right? You can qualify and use an FHA loan for a property that has up to 4 units on it. So you can see here in our examples, we have the 4 little houses, right? And this is basically on one property, right? For example, you have 4 different units on one property. You can get that with the FHA loan, right? So it might cost you a little bit more money, but you can see here, right? You live in one. It's called house hacking. Some people use the term house hacking. You live in one unit, rent the other 3 out. Okay. Now you can see we have our monthly rents, and with our monthly rents, right, it covers the mortgage, which you send to the bank, but it also puts $550, for our example right here, in your pocket. Okay. So this is what you call passive income, ladies and gentlemen. You're not doing anything necessarily for the money. Every single month, your renters, the 3 people you're renting out your properties, your other units to, are paying you, and they're paying you in an amount in which allows you to actually receive income every single month without doing anything aside from paying the bank the mortgage. So these people, your renters, are covering the mortgage plus putting an additional over $500 into your pocket. That is amazing. That is phenomenal. Yeah, you don't get the single family home, big old house and all that. But here's the thing. Over time, you can take that monthly passive income that you're stacking up, you're saving in your bank, and invest it into another property, okay? Where that is not possible with the single family home until you maybe move out of it and have to rent it. But still, that's only one tenant, and the chances, depending on the factors of how you bought your property, could result in income, could not result in income. But you can see the second option is an asset. This is a property which is producing income on a monthly basis for you, and therefore it adds money to the bottom line. That's assets, that's liabilities, and this is one of the differences, key differences, all wealthy rich folks are teaching their children, okay? Number 3 is how to manage money, okay? Here's the thing, I do it with my children is, when you go over your monthly expenses, you get the children involved, the budgeting, the income, the expenses. You're letting them see what is important and how to interpret the use of money, right? How to allocate money. And the more your children grasp onto this idea, the more they'll understand also assets and liabilities as well, okay? So, get them involved early so that they further understand the money game, basically, okay? Number 4 is different ways to earn money, okay? Here's the thing. I'm not going to say all rich people or wealthy people do this, but for many that I know that personally and that I have studied, right, they get their children to often go out and work a job. Now, whether that be for the companies that they own and they employ their children for a while, or they send them off to work for a totally different company not related to their business. Okay, and this is simply for the experience and to grow into an understanding of what it's like to trade time for money. Okay, and when you do that, when you teach your children to do that, they see that trading time for money, they understand what is likely to happen in terms of their money or their finances, and what is not to happen in terms of money, like financial freedom, right? Because rarely is somebody who's trading time for money enjoying financial freedom, or at least time freedom, which is even more valuable than your financial freedom, okay? But after that, then with the understanding, you say, hey, I would highly encourage you to go and start a business, a company for your own. No guarantee that you're going to experience financial freedom if you don't educate yourself when it comes to running your own business, right? But if you want it, that's maybe the fastest and the only way these days to get it is starting your own business, your own company, all right? Number 5 is to develop positive habits, okay? It is not about what you're teaching your children to do one time, twice, 3 times that counts. It's about consistency, right? Like goal setting goals and working towards those goals on a consistent basis is what helps people become, rich, wealthy, free, okay? You want to set the right goals, right? There's a difference between being busy and being productive, okay? You could be busy watching TV all day. Unless you have some kind of unique job that pays you to do that, you work for a television network or something like that, chances are you're wasting time. But you're busy, I get it, okay? But you want to be productive, okay? Developing positive habits, reading books, studying, or just working with your team, making calls to new customers or potential clients, things like that. That's productivity, okay? You can be busy being productive, or you can just be busy wasting time. All right. So there's a big difference. That's number 5. Number 6 is something that is critical. You know, I think of Warren Buffett basically when I think of this, and it is no one owes you anything. Okay. I remember watching a documentary on Warren Buffett, and he said that he does not and has not given his children any money except, I think, a one-time donation to their favorite charity. Now that was some years ago that I watched this documentary, so that could have changed, right? But his children basically do not receive any of his money, at least up until that time, like I said, okay? They have to make their own way. You have to teach your children to be independent, right? Self-reliant, make their own way, get their own money, get their own freedom, okay? Number 7 is social and networking skills, okay? Always be improving your skills. You know, again, depending on your upbringing, I know from my upbringing, a lot of people say, don't talk to strangers. Guys, that is a big time mistake, all right? When it comes to developing wealth, right? You want to talk to strangers. You want to find people who have what you want, are experiencing the things that you want to experience, and go and figure out how did they do that. Ask them. One of my favorite things to do, one of the things I've done is in past jobs, I've built some phenomenal relationships through jobs that I had in the past, right? I worked for a television company, and it would require me to go to customers' houses, right? And sometimes with some really nice homes, and I've developed some nice relationships by just asking people, you know, like, how did you afford, what did you do to have a nice home like this, to live in an area like this, a community like this, right? And people love that, right? If you ever met some, you know, genuinely wealthy people, or they love to share what they do and how they've done it, right? They understand that they only get to where they are, where they've gotten to, by helping other people, giving people products, services, whatever you want to call it. That's how they got into where they're at. So they love, and then you feed into the ego, right? And you're winning because they're going to spill it, right? They're going to tell you everything, at least mostly, you know, to the extent in which they can. All right, you can't steal their business ideas or anything like that. But here's the thing: you can develop some great relationships, and you can ultimately, you know, you've heard this probably before. It's not about what you know, but who you know. If you're not talking to strangers, if you're afraid to go out and talk to people, you know, if this is what you're teaching your children, then they're not going to take the steps it takes to get to where they're trying to go to, because often opportunities present themselves through other people. Okay, so that's number 7. Number 8 is delayed gratification. You know, to succeed in anything big, right, like amassing wealth, it's going to take time. You know, freedom, right, financial freedom, it takes time. There are no shortcuts, guys. There's no easy way around it. It's going to take time, though. You can't. You know, there are opportunities. We live in a day and age where people are developing tech companies, all these things, to where within a year, couple years, whatever, that they're coming into massive amounts of wealth, at least in terms of finances, in terms of money, right? And that's what we're talking about today. So has that happened? Can it happen for you, for your children? Yes, it can. But when you set the tone, you instill in your children the mindset that it's going to take time. It's better for someone to expect something long term to happen and receive it in the short term than to look forward to it coming in the short term and then it taking forever. Because chances are, if that's the way they're thinking, oh, a year from now I'll be rich, right? Chances are, when it's 5 years, you know, a couple years past that, they're just going to quit because they can't see it happening. All right. So delayed gratification. All right. Number 9 is there's no shortage of money. You know, this kind of goes back to number 1, the necessity of money. Yeah, it's absolutely a necessity of life. And what I want you to understand and teach your children is that there is no shortage of money. Money is everywhere. Look at what you're seeing this video on right now: computer screen, a cell phone, right? At once, that was an idea, right? There's no shortage of money, only a shortage of ideas, guys. You know, everything that is in existence and creation was once just an idea. So if you can figure out ways, focus on helping people and figure out ways, what do people need? What are they looking for? What are they asking for? And provide that for them, whether it's a product or a service, you're going to win. Money's going to find you because money follows value, okay? There is absolutely no shortage of money at all. It is everywhere. It is all the money that you're after already exists. You just have to put your name on it, all right? And that leads me to number 10, the last one, guys, and that is to continue to grow yourself, right? Learning does not stop when you're done with school, high school, college. It does not stop, guys. The most beneficial learning experiences you will have for yourself in terms of amassing wealth and financial freedom is going to be what you do after school, right? When no one's demanding you or requiring you to educate yourself. That is the education that's going to matter most when it comes to terms of you accomplishing your goals and your dreams financially, okay? In many other areas of life as well, okay? You know, my greatest experiences, learning experiences, have come way after high school, way after college, right? I barely got through both, okay? But I started reading, I started studying, I started developing relationships, networking, businesses, all these things after college, right? And most of that was I don't find applicable to the stuff I'm doing, okay? And really applicable to me succeeding in the areas in which I'm looking forward to growing and really building for me personally and my family, my businesses, okay? But here's the thing, right? Always continue to grow and educate yourself no matter what. I don't care. The wealthiest people in the world continue and pay hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, if not millions, to be educated, to have mentors, right? Because there's always somebody that knows more than you, somebody that's doing better than you, somebody that is wealthier than you, okay? So always continue to be focused on your own personal goals, your own personal development, okay? Because here's the thing, you don't get paid for what you do or what you say. You get paid based on how valuable what you do or what you say is. So always, 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 always focus on becoming more valuable. Become more valuable. The more valuable, like I said, what you do, what you say is to the marketplace, the more financially free, successful, wealthy, rich you will be. All right, so that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope that you're already probably doing some of these things, if not all of them, with your children and sharing this with them. If you're not, share this, watch this video with them, encourage them to to keep on going, get them their mind tuned in to what is possible for them as they grow financially, in building and living out their dreams and goals. All right, so I hope again that you have enjoyed this video. If you have not already and you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up, let us know you like it, share the video, share it with others that can find and get great value out of this video, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you've done that, and follow us on all social media platforms as well, guys, at Revenue Pro Tips. And if you are looking for a way, ladies and gentlemen, to elevate your financial game online, we have the perfect opportunity. Click that first link in the description below. We have an amazing opportunity to build a solid, legitimate, home-based, anywhere-based, online-based business, right? And really scale this to bring you all the financial freedom you want. So click that first link in the description below. And with that said, this is Brian, Revenue Pro Tips. To you and your children getting rich and living out your dreams, I say peace.